After a 2-week break, the FIM Motocross World Championship is now back for more, as we settle down in Faenza for another triple header spread over 8 days. This is a picturesque spot just down the road from Imola in the Emilia-Romagna region near the Adriatic coast, while the town itself has something of a reputation for bespoke crockery. This is MXGP's first visit to the track at Montecoralli since 2012. On that occasion, Tony Cairoli wrapped up his 6th world title in the then MX1 class, while Jeffrey Hurlings picked up his very first MX2 world title. The compressed nature of the racing schedule means that this is now the first of 3 Italian trilogies on the 2020 calendar, with more to come in Mantova and Trentino later this year. Hurlings holds a commanding advantage in the MXGP standings, while Red Bull teammate Tom Vial leads the way in MX2, although he does have Jago Hitz breathing down his neck. How will they fare on this hard-packed track? Let's find out at the MXGP of Italy.
To step up with Honda Motor was not easy at the beginning because I had to step down from MX2 to European Championship last year. Then after all, the team is really great, bikes are really good. I'm really happy.
It's my last year in MX2 now. I've been riding quite a lot of 450 also in the break now. I really like the 450, so looking forward for that.
The
goal of our team is to help young riders develop, and with our experience, keeping in mind that in a few years they will switch to higher categories.
Last year to win in France was just amazing. In front of my home fans, it was incredible. I could hear them on the track, so to finally win the weekend was just the best trophy.
To spend the break in Sweden was good for me because I could train regularly on the bike and make some improvements.
Yeah, in Belgium they are crazy about cycling, so I was not used to it at all. Then this winter we started some 100 kills. I was dead actually at the beginning. I also start to enjoy it. It's not easy, but it's something that you have to do.
The first 2 rounds was very difficult for me because I make some crashes and mistakes. I still could work hard and motivated to come back and make a better result.
I had some problems at the beginning of the season. Now I get back to work. I hope to do good and to get back to my best level. The main goal is to try to do some podiums. I think I have the potential for that.
We've had good results in Latvia. I'm confident we will also do well in Italy. Monster Energy Yamaha factory MXGP rider Gauthier Paulin takes us for a lap around this Faenza circuit. It's about 115, 120 metres to that first turn. Then we're into 2 giant rollers, dropping downhill slightly into turn 2. Then we hit the city step down. It's about 18 metres from the top to the bottom there. And then we hit the first of several climbs here into the tight right, dropping down slightly onto this plateau. 180 switch back left. You'll see how the circuit will transform over the course of race day. Back uphill in the opposite direction before dropping down one more time. All the while, the work the riders are having to do, the suspension working over time, the lines that they're having to pick and choose, the circuit condition very hard packed underneath as well. The short, sharp downhill here, the Monster Energy descent, A lot of lines will be utilised through this part of the racetrack. You've got that hard slick bank to the outside, then the uphill wave section. This used to be turn 3 at the top of here many, many years ago, but as you can see, we are a lot deeper into the lap now. This is the highest point of the racetrack, the Ep.5 tabletop jump. Then we have this long sweeping left before turning a lot tighter here, up onto this plateau, and then a little right turn, dropping downhill once more. Another sweeping turn, this time off to the right. Choice of lines through there. Then we fall off the edge of the earth as we hit this point here. Dropping downhill, sweeping through this long left-hander, the first of 3 tabletops. The first shorter than the second. This one here about 22 meters long. Another short burst into the final tabletop there, about 15 meters or so, into the final left-hand turn. Of course, there we are, past pit lane, into the final corner, a right-hander. And on the exit, we have the Monster Energy finish line jump. And when we land, we go right, downhill and left. That takes us back up the start straight here to start another lap. Let's take a look at what happened in the time practice, shall we? This was earlier on, obviously one-day format. Tom Vial put in a time right at the start of the session, but eventually he was demoted down to 8th place on the Red Bull KTM. Jargo Geerts leapfrogged the championship leader and his main title rival as he put in a time that got him into 5th in the latter stages of the race. The Husqvarna Junior Racing Maddie rider, Mattia Guadagnini, here ended up in 4th place, riding as a wild card this weekend, but will know this circuit like the back of his hand. Rowan van der Moosdijk, F&H Kawasaki. Again, the Dutch team putting their 2 Kawasaki's in the top 2 or 3 positions, just like they did pretty much in Latvia, because Mattis Boromé went 2nd. Boromé, 2 qualifying sessions in, or all 3 of his qualifying sessions, 1st, 2nd and 1st in Latvia. But Maxime Renault outfoxed everybody by more than 0.6 of a second. The Yamaha SM Action MC Miuri rider grabbing his first pole in MX2. It's Tom Vial who leads. And Guadagnini's down. Oh, and Watson again. Him and Guadagnini. So Watson was already down in 30th position, having an absolute nightmare of a ride war. And then you've got Bailey Osland and Van der Moosdijk. Oh, and Fernandez and Moosdijk. Rowan van der Moosdijk, that might explain some of the problems. Absolutely leaking smoke. Maybe some fluid there. Tom Vial was picking himself up. Did he crash in the same place that he did in practice this morning? Jargo Geerts is now leading. Cars 1 and 2, and Boromé, he was perilously close to landing on the back of that KTM on that downhill. Oh, clean him up. Taking no prisoners there, Mattis Boromé, as he moved aside into 3rd. Mattis Boromé kept the power on, said no you don't, slammed on the brakes, ran him to the outside. Oh, Mattis Boromé today, I think he found a pair of boxing gloves left over from last year. Boromé looks like he's in trouble here. Vial this time does carve his way in. Oh, Boromé is not taking this lightly, is he? Here he is. Jargo Geerts does win race number 1 The Monster Energy Yamaha rider. Renault just ahead of these guys in second. Borromé, Vial, Muse. MX2 race 2. It's going to be Jago Kietz who crosses the line to grab that all-important foxhole shot, but he's nipped on the way out there by Maxime Renault. Vial right there in second, and he closes the door on the Belgian. A bobble there from Jago Kietz as well, so nervous and testing moments for the riders. The KTM rider and the Yamaha rider here, second and third, but they are first and second in the championship. If it stays like this, Vial will add 2 more points to his championship tally over Jago Kietz. Both mechanics urge their riders to stay ahead of the other. Oh, but then a bobble there from Renault. And this is probably the smallest gap that we've had between the first two all race, entering the final lap. And Maxime Renault does round out the final turn. He takes his first race win. He takes his first Grand Prix victory as well. A fantastic job done here for the Yamaha SM Action MC Miuri J1 Racing rider. Tom Vial continues to lead the championship. Renault up to third, beaten up to fourth. Van der Moosdijk down to fifth.
Race. Fantastic job dealing with that pressure and holding on to that lead.
Yeah, that was incredible. One of the best days of my life for sure. Pulled the whole shot in the second race, and then managed to lead all the race. And it was really hard, really tough, really hot here. So physically it was quite hard, but managed to do it, and I'm really happy with that.
Gavin is a big Yamaha shop, maybe one of the biggest Yamaha shop in Europe. So they asked for many years if it was possible to change the team to blue. We say, okay, if you can make us a good offer, we believe in what we can do, then we can change. So that we changed in the winter. And Yamaha said, okay, we have a young rider from USA, Thomas. He was struggling last year in USA and he liked to come back to MXGP.
Moving to the 450 class, switching to Yamaha, and taking on the MXGP class is quite a big challenge. So this year, just trying to learn as much as I can and get comfortable on the bigger bike.
I became a daddy 2 years ago, and now this year I feel like a daddy and the team also, because I have 2 rookies. We talk a lot each other with Thomas, Kelvin, so all 3 together we make a good setup of the bike.
The biggest surprise was that nobody wanted Flounder in the team.
It's been a difficult step, you know, going from 250 to 450 and also changing brand, starting to get used to the 450 power. Also you need to ride in a lower RPM, higher gear, not revving the bike so much. I'm very comfortable in the team. It feels like it's a Dutch team, family, a little bit.
I miss being around, traveling all over and racing with the GP guys. So started speaking with Yamaha and they were able to find me a place with Gavin Van den Roy Racing, and it's been great to work with Yamaha as well as Gavin. I think we can only get better from here. Really enjoy living in the UK. When I was racing GPs before, I lived in Belgium, which was quite a bit of a culture difference. In England, it feels a bit more like home.
During this Corona time, I've put a lot of hours on the bike, and I've started training with a new coach, Jan Brokke. I think this has been the last little puzzle piece. Now I think I can start to ride like I did in the 250, fighting for podiums and things like that. I've never had so much pressure in my whole life. Proud of Glenn and Jeffrey. We rode really well, and it was standing up on the podium. I had tears in my eyes. It was really like the craziest feeling ever, with the fans in front, and it was really amazing.
I'm really happy to be back on the blue bike because actually when I started to do World Championship in 2007, I started with Yamaha. I'm in the sport group of the police. For sure, I'm proud to be a policeman in Italy. I do my job in motocross, and then when I go back, I feel that I'm proud to go back because I'm a policeman.
The winner of this race is struggling. A handful of gas. He celebrates in style as he comes over the line. That's what it means to him.
I totally remember that first victory in MX2 class here in Faenza, my first ever GP victory. I can remember everything from that day. I think a start around 25th position. It was raining like we've never seen on the track, and that tacky ground makes the track so tough to ride, just to go up the hill. And I keep on not giving up, giving everything, and came back, I think, 1.5 minutes. I remember my pass to the lead on Jeremy van Dorbeek. I remember passing close of the pit lane, 1 lap to go, to try to think, that the bike, please don't stop. And then I won, and finally they canceled second moto because it was no way we could ride again. Win a race, get the red plate, it was the first step. There is a lot of riders who never won a GP, who never won a moto, who never lead a series. I was 18 years old and getting the red plate of the World MX2 Championship directly put me on the title contender, not anymore a potential, young generation coming up. I remember everything of that day, even if it's now 12 seasons ago.
+30 minutes +2, MXGP Race 1, the Italian Grand Prix, the MXGP of Italy here at Faenza. Round 6 of the FIM Motocross World Championship. And what do we say? Monticelli. Hello. Oh, he runs wide. Prado just nicks it off him on the exit of the turn. As Monticelli takes over the lead. Prado, now your new leader. Cairoli up into third, DeSalle now down to 4th place. Paulin alongside DeSalle. Chases after his teammate. And Geis has been off on the start straight. How many positions has he lost? He was in 6th place. Top of his screen, second rider in shot. Does he get cross-rutted? Oh, over the bars, huh? All of a sudden, the top 4 absolutely locked together, wheel to wheel. Prado, Herlings, Cairoli, Siwa. Who goes defensive? Siwa switches it back to the inside. They almost touch. Prado goes defensive, Herlings goes through. It's taken 13 laps, but Herlings has gone through. Jeremy Siwa, he does, he nips up the inside and into 3rd position. Prado tips over and he can't get that fired up. Jeffrey Hurlings crosses the line, wins race 1 here in Faenza. Drama on the final lap, and it didn't involve these two, but Jeremy Seewer takes second, Cairoli third. Minutes plus 2 laps. MXGP Race 2, round 6 of the FIM Motocross World Championship. It's the Italian Grand Prix, the MXGP of Italy here at Faenza. And it's going to be Jorge Prado, Cairoli with him, and Hurlings up the inside into second, so it's 3 KTMs, but Jorge Prado with his third foxhole shot of the season. Seewer around the outside, the first of the Yamahas, and he goes down the inside of Cairoli into that bottom corner. Keen to find his way back past 243, Tim Geiser. These two had some scraps, didn't they, a couple of years ago? And Cairoli, forceful, up the inside of the HRC Honda rider. And goes after Gauthier Paulin, so Cairoli now up into 5th place. Oh! Paulin! How quick did that happen? Gauthier Paulin just, he caught his foot. Caught his foot as he went into the turn. It just ripped his right foot off the foot peg. The 3-time world champion, Tim Geiser of Slovenia, who makes a mistake. He spins it up. Will Fevre be able to go around the outside? Yes, he does. And slots neatly past the Honda rider into 5th position. This time he gets the power down early and runs it up the inside. And they're going to come together. Talk about muscling and flexing your authority right there. Hurlings wasn't afraid to go in hard, nor was Prado actually. See, we're into second. Prado will respond at the bottom of the hill though. What a lap this is. Well, Cairoli will go around the outside here, but he'll cut back to the inside alongside his teammate. Almost like a deja vu from race 1, this one. So Cairoli then up into 3rd. Whoa, Fevre taking no prisoners. Charges past the 2-time MX2 world champion. Moves himself up into 4th, and Geiser going with the Frenchman as well. Round the outside, he will outdrag the KTM up the hill. Whiskey for Prado, almost off the back of his KTM. Jeffrey Hurlings will round out the final turn. The Red Bull KTM will take victory here in Faenza, the MXGP of Italy. Jeffrey Hurlings wins race 2 from Jeremy Seewer, Tony Cairoli, Romain Fevre, Tim Geiser, Jorge Prado, Mitch Evans and Glenn Coldenhoff.
Wow, it's amazing, to equal the big on Tony Cairoli, with 90 GP wins. There's one guy left on the list, which means it's Stefan Everts. He was my idol when I was younger, so I hope to one day catch up to his one-on-one wins. But for now, let's focus on the championship, try to be consistent, be good. Second motor was like a copy of the first one, more or less, but felt harder than the first motor. But we did good. Once again, I want to thank Red Bull KTM Racing Team, the crew in Austria at home, everyone here at the racetrack. Thank you so much for making all this happen. Thank you.
After an 8-year gap, Faenza has returned to the FIM Motocross World Championship with a vengeance. The racing was fast and furious, with Jeffrey Hurlings leaving it late in both races in the MXGP class, edging out Jeremy Seewer to draw level with Antonio Cairoli with 90 GP wins, and extending his championship lead to 60 points over the Sicilian, who has moved up to second. In MX2, there was an emotional first race and GP win for Maxime Renault, while Jago Hitz has closed to within 3 points of red plate holder Tom Vial. But there's no rest for the wicked, and we'll be back in just a few days' time with all the best bits from the MXGP of Città di Faenza and the MXGP of Emilia-Romagna. Ciao!